Hi, it's Bridgette, and welcome back to the Employee Lounge podcast. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Employee Lounge podcast. I am Bridgette, and man, oh man, it's been a day. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been a day today. I honestly was debating whether or not I was gonna record today. I'm gonna be fully transparent here. It was just not working out for me. I had a really bad day today. But you know what? I thought, Bridgette, that's why you created the Employee Lounge podcast, girl. You have to record. You got to talk to the coworkers. You got to make it known that, every day is not going to be rainbows and butterflies. You're going to have your bad days too. So, if you're having a bad day or if you had a bad day, or had a bad night, let me just tell you that I am with you. I truly understand. I hope you did something for yourself to make yourself happy from that bad day. I hope you did some self-care. We all deserve it after a bad day. So that's just a tip that I'm going to give to you. Just keep going. It'll get better. There's always a solution to a problem. Believe that. What else? I hope everyone is, again, healthy, safe, and doing okay, getting by, doing what they can with what they have for right now. Um, it just seems like there's gonna be some changes going on, I can tell there's going to be some differences happening around the world. And I hope everyone is just staying strong and keep fighting the good fight. That's all I can say. So, when I come back, I'm going to talk about the topic of the day. It is going to be about first and last impressions. But before I go, please make sure you follow me on Instagram. It's Employee Lounge Podcast. I post some good stuff on there. Please follow. And you can always email me at askemployeeloungepod@gmail.com. We could start having these conversations, people. Let's go. You can always email me, especially if you had a bad day. Did you have a bad day today or a night? Please let me know. And we could find some solutions to make you feel better. Hopefully, self-care is one of them. Or just take a drive, or I don't know, rent a movie, see a movie. Wait, rent? Yeah, that's still a thing, right? See a movie, go for a run. If you're into that. Or do some online shopping. That's my thing. Or you just go out and shopping, but wear a mask. Just do something fun to make yourself feel better. So, but if you don't want to do those things, you can always email me at askemployeeloungepod, and I can be a listening ear for you. So when I come back, we'll talk about first and last impressions. Okay, so I am back. So, what is a first impression? So, I actually looked it up, okay? And the definition is first consideration or judgment. And this is from Merriam-Webster Dictionary. So it is a first consideration or judgment. I don't like the judgment part, I'm going to be honest, but that's basically a first impression, basically. So how does this relate to your job or the workplace? Well, because guess what? There's always going to be a first impression of you on your first day. Do you remember that? Do you remember when you walked in the room and you got to like introduce yourself? Well, guess what? You are being judged. That same time you're being judged. And they don't even know you, right? Do not know you, do not know your background. All they know is your name and probably if you're qualified and probably your education. But they don't actually know your work ethic, your skill set, anything. No, they just know you from that one time you introduced yourself and gave a handshake. That's it. That's all. So why are first impressions so important? Because, for yourself, you want to make sure that you give a good impression of yourself. You want to make sure like you don't give a bad one, right? You have to like make sure that people know like who you are, what you stand for, what you're doing, and that you're dependable. Well, guess what? You're not perceived like that at first. No, you have to prove yourself apparently. Can you believe that? You have to prove yourself to strangers that you are this good employee. Because I guess that's a thing these days. We have to prove ourselves to make sure we get the good seal of approval from our coworkers and our managers. Yep. That's a first impression. And you got to really earn that whole seal of approval too, because from then on, from that one time you introduced yourself to anyone, they're just going to see you as this bad employee right off the bat. And then you have to work your way up to this good employee that you are, but from that one encounter, you're this bad employee. So here you are working hard, doing all the things you need to do, getting deadlines done, getting tasks done, tending meetings, tending calls, but you're still going to be perceived as this bad employee for some reason. Isn't that unfair? Isn't that unfair? Like, you, from this one encounter, you're just already labeled. And that's not cool, and that's not right. And we have to really stop ourselves from doing that. Okay, first impressions are important to not only the coworkers, but to you as well, because you want to make sure you have a good reputation. And there are people, unfortunately, and especially in the workplace, that are not going to give you that good reputation because they feel like you don't deserve that good reputation. So you have to keep working so hard to get this reputation. Do you see how crazy first impressions are? But that's how the workplace operates, because you have to you have to earn it. You have to earn their trust, their making sure that you're reliable, dependable, punctual. You got to earn all that from them. I know it sounds silly, but it's the very truth. And I'm even going to give my experiences on that. But do you understand how much pressure you're on from the very first day? Isn't that insane? You have so much pressure on you from the first day you walked into your new job because of that first impression from everyone. because you're going to be on the radar. You're going to be the target. You're going to be the center of attention because you're new. And even after you're new, you're still going to be the target. You're still going to be the center of attention. You're still going to be everything because you're still considered new to them, even if you've been there for more than a year. It's just, first impressions are very, very crazy to me because why do you owe that? Right? Why do you owe that to them? Like, why? I mean, first impression should just be it. That's it. Okay. Hello, how you doing? A really good encounter, and then you work, and that's it. But why be judged on the very first day that you're gonna work? Does that sound insane to you? It sounds insane to me, but it happens. It happens all the time. And I think we really need to just stop passing judgment on people, especially in the workplace. We really need to just, embrace everyone as soon as they start working, because let's be honest, everyone working is under a very great deal amount of pressure. Okay. I help you, you help me. So we don't have all of this pressure on us. Okay. It's supposed to be a team effort. So why are you giving so much stuff to me? Like, you're giving me so much stuff to me and making me feel like I'm this bad employee when we're supposed to be working together. Insane, right? And this is happening. We really need to just make sure the workplace is just a friendly place to people, because it's hard. It's very hard out here. And all we need is just kindness, people. That's all we need. We just need to clock in, clock out, go home, do it all over again the next day. That's it. We shouldn't be making it harder for people. And even if you have this bad first impression of someone, why don't you help that person from this bad impression that is clearly made up in your mind, and help them to get better instead? Like, okay, hey, I understand this happened. Do whatever you need to do. But I think we really need to work with each other than against each other, especially on the first day, and especially before their last day. I'm just saying, like, work together, people. It's easy. It's great. It's not a bad idea. Kindness. Okay. We have to be kind to one another. And, it's just crazy, just the stories that you hear. And then when you experience it, you're like, really? This is going on still? We have not grown from this? Apparently not. Anyways, I am going to just take a short break, and I will be right back. Okay, coworkers, I am back. So now I'm going to talk about last impressions. Okay, so you turn in your 2 weeks notice. You're ready to resign. Now here comes all of those people that had those bad impressions, those bad first impressions that were clearly made up, right? And now all of a sudden they love you. They love you. Oh my gosh, you're such a great employee. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're leaving. Oh, good luck in your future endeavors. Where was that same energy on the first day? and where was that first energy? Where was that energy in after the first day? Okay, you clearly was not open to this work friendship here, or this work relationship here, and now I'm leaving. and now I'm ready to go. And now all of a sudden there's tears and waterworks and gifts and everything. Like, wow. So I don't really have a last impression definition. So I'm going to say it is the last consideration or judgment, like the first impression. So it's a last consideration or judgment. That is the definition from Merriam-Webster's dictionary, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. So last impressions, last consideration or judgment. So like I said, now everyone loves you. Now everyone knows you're a good employee, a hard worker. You get your deadlines in time. You're organized. You're the one to call when there's a problem. You're the one they call when you need a solution. You're the one to call for everything, right? Because now all of a sudden you have all the answers. Now all of a sudden they understand you are a good employee. It's my last day. Why wasn't I given that years ago? Like when I first met you. And I get it. You know, a lot of people have to quote unquote, prove themselves to people. But listen, can we really just eliminate that? I mean, I'm not saying eliminate it entirely, but I mean, cut a break. Cut a break. So now I'm loved. Now I'm the best. Now you're giving me a going away party. Now you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're leaving after all these years. So how am I supposed to feel now? How am I supposed to feel? That's not going to make me want to stay. Now all of a sudden you realize how great of an asset I am to this team. But you gave me a hard time before. If you haven't, see, here's the equation. If you haven't given me a hard time before, that equals I will stay on the job. Okay. So let's actually do the math. Okay. No hard time plus good coworker relationship, whatever you want to call it, equals stay on the job. But if you have the complete opposite, guess what? Bad coworkers plus hard time equals I will find another job. It's so simple. It's so simple. Okay, like, you know, the last impressions are going to be the best. Okay, they're going to be the best impressions. I'm sorry. I've already proved myself. You already know how good I am. You should have kept me from the very beginning, but there was just so much hard times that you have given me that I had no choice but to leave. No choice. And now you regret it. And now you're like, oh my God, I can't believe she actually left. Yes, I actually left. Because guess what? You made me. You made me. You made me. You didn't have to give me a hard time. You didn't have to pursue this false narrative or impression in your mind of me. And you didn't have to just go out all of your way to make it hard for me every single day. Yes, I left for my sanity. Of course I did. Ladies and gents and everyone, people, if you know that you are doing well, and, you know, for the very first day, they just gave you this bad reputation, and then the very last day, you're the best employee of the world, you know, and then before that, they keep giving you a hard time, you know you're leaving, right? Like, it's not rocket science. You're leaving. You're going to find another job because you can't take it anymore. Unless you're a real, like, I'm sticking it out person, and I commend those. I commend you if you are like that. Like, you really going to stick it out year after year after year. I wish I had that trait. I wish I had it. I really do, because um I love my mental health. Yes, I need a job. I know. I need a job. I get it. But I love my mental health more. So let me know if you love your mental health more, because I just don't understand those that literally stay on the job from the very first impression, which, they gave you a hard time, to the very last where they're like, "Oh, I'm so sad you're leaving." And, and in between, they just gave you a hard time each and every day. How do you stay at a job like that? How? After you prove yourself over and over again that you are this good worker, and they keep giving you this hard time, how do you stay on the job? Yes, I know you have families and stuff like that. I get it. But your mental health counts too. Don't it? I know it does. I always say no job is worth your mental health. I always say that. So, I'm not saying to go ahead and quit your job. I'm never going to tell you that, but you just make the right decision for you, okay? Because your last impression should be your first impression, okay? That very last impression where they all want to give you gifts and give you cards, and that should be your first impression, okay? Not this bad attitude, snooty attitude, whatever. Like, "Oh, hey, hi." What? No. Why aren't you friendly? What's going on? No, I'm sorry. Your last impression should always be your first, because the last is basically the nicest thing they'll ever do for you as an employee. And it's really sad that it's not your first impression with everyone, because you're being judged. We really need to make some changes. You really do. We really do. You know what? And I really think we should jot down some changes in the workplace for, like, the welcoming team and because we all need to feel welcomed. And I'm very sad that we're not. I'm very sad. Or, I'm not saying all places. Maybe some places actually do, like, go out their way. But we really need that. We really need that these days, because it's hard enough to just find a job as is. And now we're have to deal with so much more while working. Like, it shouldn't even be like that. Okay, coworkers, I'm going to take another break, and I will be right back. Okay, and I am back. So now I'm going to talk about my experiences with first and last impressions. So for my first impression, I did get some side eyes, like, "Oh, what is she doing here?" I got that a lot. I got the fake smiles. I got the looks. I'm not going to lie. I got looks. But yeah, people were very honest. Like, "Oh, hi. Hello. Hi. Hi. Nice to meet you." I'm being very over the top, but it's not being well received. It is what it is. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I thought I gave good impressions to people that I met on the first day, but then all of a sudden it just went downhill from that. And then all of a sudden I'm getting these reputations like I'm not the good worker, or I'm this and that. Like, really? 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 Or I get the confused look. Have you ever gotten that? Like, like the look like, "Oh, why is she here?" I have gotten that so many times as my temp job. And that, when I worked at temp jobs, I always get the confused look like, oh, hi. Because apparently at temp jobs, they don't care. They don't care who you are. You're a temp. I'm sorry. That's the truth. It's the reality. You're a temp. So when you work and on the first day and you have to introduce yourself to people, they just give you just the most confused look like, oh, you got this assignment? Yes, I did. Where's my desk? That's temporary. Yeah, I got that. I didn't get like really bad, encounters, which I'm very happy about because there are some bold people, but I never gotten that. So I'm kind of thankful for that. I did get confused. I don't know if I want to consider them fake. Hopefully they weren't, but maybe weren't sincere. But I was definitely judged on the first date. Definitely. Now let's talk about last impressions. Last impressions, I would always get like, oh, let's go out. Let's go out to lunch. Oh, I got you a cake. Oh, I got you a card. Where was that same energy on the first date? Hello? Hello? No, I got cards. I got just little goodbyes. Very nice, very sincere because I resigned. Oh, okay. Because I resigned. Keywords. So I'm great when I resign, but when I don't resign and when I continue to stick it out and actually work, oh, I'm not the best. I don't get the best employee award. Very interesting. What about you, coworkers? Like, come on, talk to me. What were your first impressions and last impressions? I'm sure you had interesting ones. I'm sure there's some funny stories, and I want to hear about them. Come on. Follow me at Employee Lounge Podcast or email me at askemployeeloungepod@gmail.com. I hope I said it right the first time. But anyways, it's going to be in the description. So please email or follow me on Instagram because I want to know because it's so interesting. Very interesting stories out there and I want to know. Because why? Because I know they're going to be good and I want to hear about them. So always contact me. I want to know because I know coworkers, y'all have some very good stories out there. So let me know so we can talk about them. Okay, coworkers, one more break and I'll be right back. Coworkers, I guess you know what time it is. It is time to go. Thank you again for tuning in to this week's episode. This made me feel a lot better. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it because, man, did I had an interesting day today. And I was just like, you know what, Bridgette? Just record. And you know what? I was right because now I'm in a good mood just talking about all of this. So thank you, coworkers. You have no idea how much I appreciate your support. You have no idea how much I appreciate the fact that you're even listening to me. It's great, honestly. So that's why I always say follow me on Instagram and email me so we could talk. As I want to know all about the coworkers out there because, we are a community and we have to stick together. Especially during these crazy times, especially in the workplace. So I hope everyone is doing well. Please stay safe. Please, 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 please. Just do what you can. I will always leave resources in the description. If you ever need any, just click on the links. They're there for you. I hope you guys are doing well. And on that note, I thank you guys for listening. Please stay safe out there. And I'll talk to y'all next week. And tune in next week. And listen next week. Bye, coworkers.